Sunday Evening Essentials, 1 degree outside. Weather Network meteorologist Matt Noyes. Wonderful to be with you on an evening when a cold front's coming through here. And even in mid-April, we're not done yet, are we? Plainfield, Massachusetts, about 1,200 feet in elevation. Dwayne sends this along through the Skywarn Spotter Network. More and more of us will be seeing some of these flakes flying over the course of this evening before it's done. Not everybody, though. You can track it all with our app. It's free. It's 5 stars. Do a search for the number 1 degree outside weather. In blue is where the snow has been coming down on radar, and green is where it's been raindrops. There's a back edge that's snapping from west to east this evening. We are going to find a clearing sky during the overnight. It does beg the question, do we need to worry about any ice on the roadways? Most of us, the answer is no. But where the temperature already is 31 degrees at Montpelier as of this early evening recording of the video, 33 at Berlin, 31 at Rangeley, you get the idea. In northern New England, yes, there is a chance we get some ice developing on the roads. I think the farther south you go, pavement temperatures are mild. Plus, even as the air temperature does drop 2 or below freezing by the time we get to dawn tomorrow, at the same time, it's a drying wind that blows in. So you're very unlikely to get icing in, let's say, the southern 2/3, and certainly southern half of New England. Interesting tomorrow morning to note that we've got new rain and snow showers coming out of upstate New York. These expand east. Of course, the marathon's tomorrow, right? So if you're running the marathon, we're going to take good care of you here in just a minute. But one thing you'll notice is by 8:30 in the morning, snow showers in blue in the higher terrain, rain showers in green. And again, we'll focus on that here in just one moment. Through this evening and tonight, you're picking up a coating of snow in the areas in gray, an inch for the areas in white, and then maybe as much as 2 on the grass when you get into the areas in blue. So you'll notice that is going to be all the higher terrain of the Green Mountains. We do in the high terrain of the whites. Actually, the presidentials pick up a little bit more than everybody else. When you get some elevation, you start getting above 1,600 feet, you start getting closer to what will be on the order of about 4 inches of snow, especially above about 2,500 feet. You can crank that much out. I think for the rest of us, you're not going to be able to do that much, but you can see it's generally a coating to an inch or 2, or in the high terrain when you get just outside of the Carrabassett Valley, maybe as much as 3. Overnight low temperatures do drop to freezing down to the Massachusetts Turnpike, parts of northern Connecticut, northern Rhode Island for that matter as well. But again, because it's a drying breeze, mostly your chance of still having any snow or ice left on the roads tomorrow early morning is going to be across northern New England and mostly in the mountainous terrain, or higher terrain anyway, for that matter as well. Then we'll watch that next round that'll come in from the west. And speaking of the marathon, we've got a whole lot to cover on the marathon. We've done it all, right? We've done the snow, we've done the exceptional cold, we've done the rain, we've done the heat. This year, we don't do any of that, all right? There may be some showers for those who are not in the elite group of runners. Notice by noon, showers are expanding down the Mass Turnpike and in toward Boston. Now, they're going to start out scattered and light, but there'll be some heavier downpours in Connecticut. And as we go through deeper into the afternoon, by 3 p.m., some of those downpours start coming across the Boston Metro for that matter as well. So the deeper into the afternoon you go, the higher not only the chance of rain, but the higher the chance that you get a steadier kind of burst of rain that comes through as well. Snow showers for the areas in blue, because they're falling during the day in mid-April, I don't really expect a lot of impact out of that. And once we get toward evening, here's 10:30 on our Monday evening, we do start to see them peel down to southeastern New England, and they may even flip to some wet snow showers when you get onto southeastern Mass, but again, unlikely to have much impact as those come on by. And then getting into Tuesday, we really don't see a lot of fanfare. There may be some clouds that hold tough when you get into southeastern Mass, especially on the Cape and the Islands. Running the marathon, elite runners take off, and we're talking about temperatures running about 42 to 45 degrees along the course. Of course, coming out of Hopkinton, the breeze will be out of the west at about 6 miles an hour. It is a bit of a light tailwind all the way through. In terms of running temperatures, maybe a touch cool, but actually pretty good. The runners who are really do this professionally, right? This works. This works. But the one thing that doesn't work so great is if the showers come in. Notice, though, they're very light to do so, even through about 1:30 or 1:45. So there will be showers on the route as we get toward about late morning, 11:30 or midday, but probably the elite runners are ahead of that. The rest of us are going to be into this rain as it, notice, picks up a bit more, getting through the middle and late afternoon and even into the early evening hours. So that kind of caps your temperature at about 50 degrees or so. You say, well, how much snow are we looking at then that falls tomorrow during the day and into the evening? And the Berkshires, we may be able to get a coating in gray or an inch in white, but I think for the rest of us, again, the fact that it falls during the day or in southeastern Mass, it happens after a fairly mild day, all things considered, means that you're not going to be talking about any accumulation. But you can stay on top of it all and watch our stream. It is always on your smart TV and the YouTube app by searching 1 Degree Outside Network, online at 1degreeoutside.live, and in the app at the top of the home screen. with that, are you ready? Let's dive in to our early week insights. Of course, Early Week Insights is the overview on weather in the next several days and why we're forecasting what we are. We do think it's a cool pattern for weather overall this week and probably the next 2 weeks, which we'll talk about more in pattern predictions on Monday. But snowflakes continuing to fall for some of us, frequent fast-moving disturbances, and the mildest days this week are going to be as we get toward the end of the week. Thursday, maybe Thursday and Friday. Here's the jet stream, the fast river of air high in the sky. Notice it is either pointing out of the northwest at us, or we're just simply on the cold northern side of the jet stream pretty much all week long. This tells you we are not going to get into any bona fide warming air. And even by, let's say, next weekend, you're still very clearly on the northern side of the jet stream. The other thing that does for you is it steers northern disturbances your way. Those tend to be energetic, but moisture starved. Does that sound familiar? If you love weather, you might remember it's how we did late fall into early winter before things picked up. Kind of going back to that a little bit. So every northern stream disturbance brings in a round of clouds and a chance for scattered showers. We do that on Wednesday with a disturbance that comes by and a cold front that comes after that. And then high pressure builds in again. But remember, with clockwise airflow around this thing, you're just going to keep bringing in that cool air out of Canada. So you put together the rain we're getting this evening with what's going to come later in the week with those showers Wednesday. It's not like it's a ton, but we could use it for the water table, and we end up with about a third to a half an inch of rain in any given spot here. As we go out toward the end of the week, some of us may be able to eclipse a half inch and come toward about 6/10, 7/10 of an inch by the time all is said and done. High temperatures for the day tomorrow for the holiday. We're talking about right around 50 degrees or so. 30s, though, when you come into the north. By Monday night, it does get cold enough to freeze. Again, I think that everybody, for the most part, gets to dry out before that happens. We will watch southeastern and eastern Mass, but at this point, I think it's a slow enough process and the temperature coming down for you that you'd avoid any real problems. Tuesday, still cool. You get a bit of an onshore flow. It holds in the 40s. You're near 50 for some of the interior, particularly of southern New England. You're chilly again Tuesday night. The heat stays on in most of our homes over the course of this week because Wednesday's highs are in the 50s. It may turn off during the day, but at night, I think it kicks back on. Wednesday night, you still get some scattered showers left over and temperatures running in the 30s to around 40. And there's Thursday again. Thursday going to be one of your warmer days that's in the forecast. For mariners, we always like to take care of you. I can tell you that each day, generally 1 to 3 foot seas, mostly 1 to 2 near shore. The day that may have a little bit more chop that comes into play is getting into Wednesday. You get a little bit more breeze out ahead of the cold front, and that may get the chop going at 2 to 4 feet, which should come back down again by the time we get to Thursday. Just a reminder, stay on top of the 14-day forecast and get all of our videos. It's free and it's 5 stars. App Store and Google Play. You're searching for the #1 degree outside weather. Hope you have a great start to the week. Of course, we've got pattern predictions looking out to the next 2 weeks, and we always keep you posted on our stream all the time at onedegreeoutside.live.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 Degree Outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com, and don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the #1 degree outside weather.